Hey everybody! For the last lesson in this set of simplifying the division of negative exponents, we're going to be looking at simplifying a division when there is a fractional exponent. So we have r to the negative 24th power, v to the negative 21st power, over the quantity r to the third power, v to the negative 81st power, and then that whole quantity to the 1/3. Now, for our purposes in this class, you will find that in general, these exponents are divisible by this fraction, okay? Which means that we could go ahead and apply this first. So r to the 24th power raised to the 1/3 will make us multiply those exponents. So we're going to go ahead and distribute first. So as you recall, when we raise a quantity to another exponent, we are going to multiply the exponents together. And so we have r to the negative 24th. So we have negative 24 times 1/3. And 1/3 of negative 24 is negative 8. Negative 8, negative 16, negative 24. So we have r to the negative 8th. If you don't know, you can also look at this as a division problem. Negative 24 divided by 3. And that's probably the easier way to think about it. So we'll think about it that way for v. v to the negative 21st divided by 3. Negative 21 divided by 3 is negative 7. We have r over with negative 3 times 1/3, which gives us r to the negative first power. And v negative 81 divided by 3. This is a tougher one. So we think, well, we know 81 is divisible by 3 because 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 is divisible by 3. So if you add up the digits and it's divisible by 3, you know the number is. So 10 times 3 gives us 30. 20 times 3 gives us 60. 30 times 3 gives us 90. Right? And so we know it's actually 27. Negative 27. That is a big number. So in this one, it's probably easier to divide first to get us down to a bit of a more manageable number. So I'm going to start moving sideways for this. R to the negative 8th divided by r to the negative 1st means we have r to the negative 8 minus negative 1, v to the negative 7th minus negative 27. Okay, so we have r to the negative 8 minus a negative is the same thing as plus, so it'd be negative 8 plus 1, which would give us negative 7. We'd have v minus 7 minus a negative 27 minus negative 27 is the same as plus 27. So we'd have negative 7 plus 27. We'd have v the 20th. Well, again, we have a negative r. So we'd end up with v to the 20th divided by r to the 7th. v to the 20th divided by r to the 7th. Okay, and of course we click how did I do? Green bar, which is good because I had not tested this one before we got started. I just did the problem. So, and I've goofed up math before. And it's going to go through and give us step by step, but it gives us a different way, right? And we can try that way now. Both ways work fine. I tend to like distributing first a little better for this one when it goes cleanly into every number, just because it gets your numbers down to a more manageable size. But let's try it when we first start by subtracting. So for this, we'd have r to the, I'm going to make this a little smaller maybe, so we've got more room this time, to the negative 24th minus negative 3rd, v to the negative 21st minus negative 81 to the 1/3. So r to the negative 24th minus negative 3 is the same thing as plus 3. So we have to the negative 21st. v, negative 21 minus negative 81 is the same thing as plus 81. Negative 21 plus 81, you got 21 to get you back to 0, and then you got 60 more on top of that. V to the 60. And then we're going to take this to the 1/3. And now we distribute and say r to the negative 21 to the 1/3, v to the 60th to the 1/3. And that gives us r to the negative 7th, v to the 20th. And again, v to the 20th power over r to the 7th, which is what we got here. So I've walked through problems really quickly. Don't forget, when you get a problem, if you go to the next problem, and this is one I haven't touched yet, I don't even know what it's going to be. If you click how did I do, you can go through and look at it step by step for directions. It will walk you through, even if you typed in nothing. So if you want to practice some problems, pull open Maple and then just walk through some problems with the instructions. This will give you, every time that you reload this test, it will give you new questions, which means you can get a practically infinite number of practice problems and setups. So that's there for you as well. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to swing by Open Jigsaw Hours, email, iMessage, whatever you need. And that's it for simplifying division of monomials with negative exponents.